How many men here haven't heard the word orgasm before? Lift up your hand. Orgasm. Lift up your hand. If you haven't get to the peak and you're making all the you kill me. Hey, akuma. When you get to it, say, hey, asana wankuma. During the sexual activity, say something. Also say you are enjoying something. But the man is doing the thing, he says, I love you. You are lying down like Mumu. Some of the women, they lie down as if they are Jesus Christ on the crucifix. Certain woman and tell the woman, enjoy sex. Come on, tell somebody. Oh, say it. Say it to him. Yeah. I'm sure somebody say, we didn't know our pastor is spoiled like this. Tomorrow I'm not coming to church. When you are holding KY jelly, the purpose is not a toothpaste. It's not a toothpaste.
You're welcome to Rima Light channel. Today we have a very nice episode on marriage couple. Now have a take and listen to Rev Eastwood Anaba.
There are some lubricants people use in sex. They call some of them KY jelly, so that when the man wants to go there, the frictional force is not too great, and she doesn't give the woman pain. So I go and I buy that one too. I'm a reverend though. I'm standing at the counter, and sometimes, unfortunately for me, when I'm in the booths and I'm trying to buy the thing, the woman at the teller knows me, and they won't say it until I take the thing there. Then they say, Reverend, how are you? And I'm like, oh God. Because you see, some of the things, the purpose is only one. In fact, when you are holding KY jelly, the purpose is not a toothpaste. It's not a toothpaste. So the man is supposed to provide that one too. And maybe music. Some people like to do sexual activity when there's music in the background. So you know your preferences, and then you, the man, you provide the atmosphere and provide other things that are needed. Don't keep shouting at your wife, hey, you don't look well. Now, but in extreme cases where the man is not the kind who is even thinking about providing things like that, because as for him, no matter how you appear, he will take. There are some men who don't care. You can wear charcoal sack clothing, and Fano, they are the ones who say don't mind the body, the engine is the important thing. If you want, don't bath for 1 year, they don't care. These kind of men, they are men who can be rapists easily. So they really don't care. But if the man really cares, he's supposed to provide these things. Then number 3, so the man is the aggressor, the man is the provider, the man is the doctor. No, he's supposed to be the sex doctor of the family. Why am I talking about sex doctor? Because sex goes with many medical situations. For example, low libido. As the man grows, sometimes he can have prostate challenges. Even those that don't have prostate challenges, problems of high blood pressure, the stress of life can make the man get a low libido. Because in the case of the man, until that policeman is standing, he cannot do the sex. You see, the woman's own is a passage, so she can force to do something, just offer herself. But the man, if he hasn't got the thing up, he can't do anything. So the man will have to be the doctor who is thinking about, how do I deal with low libido? How do I deal with the situation of frigidity, when my wife is frigid and she doesn't respond, she's unable to be sexually aroused or responsive. Because there are women who are not responsive, especially in our part of the world when they do the female circumcision. When they take off the clitoris, Now the clitoris of the woman is supposed to help in her sexuality, but when some of our traditions cut off that thing, the woman now cannot respond the way a normal woman would respond, because the one of the parts of the female organ that can help her to respond to marriage is taken off. Respond to sexual harassment is taken off. The other reason the man should be the doctor is sexually transmitted diseases. Simple candidiosis, HIV sometimes is a reality. So your wife is going to do a surgical operation, or you yourself are going to do surgery. You are very careful about the conditions. Your wife or your husband is using something on themselves, you are very careful. You are taking care of your marriage in such a way that there's no infidelity, because HIV is real, syphilis is real, hepatitis is real, gonorrhea, they call it babaso, and kofa babaso embevio. So the man is the doctor, he's guiding things like that. Pregnancy can come in. The man should know when the wife is ovulating, and if you don't want any more babies, you don't go near her at that time, or you protect yourself. Don't sleep with her and then get up now and say, don't you have common sense? Didn't you know that this time I was sleeping with you, you get pregnant? The man is supposed to know things like that. So the man should take charge. But somebody saying, Daddy, why don't you call these men and talk to them? But I want to show you how to create the sexual side of your husband. Is that okay? How do you make your husband sexually active? Because you see, any of the sides I'm mentioning, the spiritual side, sexual side, social side, support side, any side your husband doesn't have, you are likely to live your life without that thing and deny yourself that thing forever. But more dangerously, you are likely to be tempted to depend on another man for that thing. So if your husband is sexually weak and you don't help him, before you realize you are in adultery, because you must go and find that thing from another man. If your husband doesn't converse, doesn't communicate well, and you don't help him, before you realize somebody at work has become the one you are conversing with. So now let me give you a typical example. There is one man you sleep with, another man you converse with and enjoy the conversation, another man who gives you money, another man with whom you pray, all the 6 sides of a man, of a husband, different men are providing you. It means you have 6 husbands. Let's assume that of all the 6, just the area of conversation, there is a man you enjoy conversing with more than your husband. Your husband has 5, and that person is providing that aspect. In other words, you have 2 husbands. My prayer for you this morning is that all the 6 should be found in one man. Don't do things that would negatively impact on his libido. Be careful. These days your stomach is becoming too big. You are killing the libido. End to a certain woman and tell the woman, enjoy sex. Come on, tell somebody. Oh, say it. Say it. Yeah. I'm sure somebody say, we didn't know our pastor is spoiled like this. Tomorrow I'm not coming to church. This man's head is poisoned. Enjoy sex and let the man know how. Let him know and feel that you are enjoying the sex. Now, it's a discipline you must cultivate, and the whole thing is in your mind because you think the sex is the disturbance. So when the man says, oh, tonight I'm coming, oh, I thought you were going to say we'll pray in the night. For some of the men, that is the prayer. Enjoy it. During the sexual activity, say something. Also say you are enjoying something. But the man is doing the thing, he says, I love you. You are lying down like Mumu. Some of the women, they lie down as if they are Jesus Christ on the crucifix. They spread one hand here, one there, then they are just lying down. On the average, many men by 50, they are losing some interest. So if you have made him used to the fact that sex is not important, by 50, 60, the man will go on retirement, and you don't want a marriage like that. So let him know you are enjoying it. Sometimes you have to assume the role of the aggressor. You should be the one say, hey madam, hey mister, today I'm taking over. Come and lie down. Today me, I'll come and sit on you. Then sometimes too, you direct the way you want him to do the sex. Because some of the men, the only way they know is to come and lie on you. I'm coming soon.
Why should I thank my wife after sex when we both enjoyed it, and it's also part of keeping the relationship together?
How many men here haven't heard the word orgasm before? Lift up your hand. Orgasm. Lift up your hand if you haven't heard it. Yeah. Okay. Somebody said, what is that? You know, orgasm is when the woman is behaving the way you, the man, behave. When you get to the peak. You see, when you, the man, get to the peak and you are making all the you will kill me. So, hey, akuma. When you get to it and say, hey, Asana one kuma. Asana, you kill me. Has your wife shouted like that before? If she hasn't, or you have not seen her behaving abnormal like somebody who has reached the peak of enjoyment, it means she hasn't gone through an orgasm. She hasn't gone to an orgasm. And many women, and you yourself know what I'm talking about, your wife doesn't get to that point normally. Most of the time it is you. And a lot of the men, especially as they grow older, they find it difficult to sustain an erection for a long time. So they are not even there long enough for the woman to get an orgasm. And these are men too who don't know anything about foreplay. They don't know anything about how to use their hands. They don't know anything about sexual vaginal lubricants or penile lubricants. So you talk to them about KY jelly. How many of you know something called KY jelly? Okay. How many of you don't know it? KY jelly. Okay. Majority of hands are up. That means that in your case, you have been going through, from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violent take it by force. So you enter this woman without any form of lubrication. And if you don't want the lubrication, then the foreplay has to be very long until the woman discharges her own juices that make the place, her own fluids, that make the place enterable before you go in, or penetrable before you go in. But many men don't know about all this. They eventually pounce on the woman and leave her with bruises. In your case, you should not be thanking her, you should be worshiping her for inflicting injuries on her. And like I said, in a lot of the cases, the man enjoys the relationship more than the woman. And then if you also look at our society on the average, 95 out of 100 cases, it is men who pay for sex. Women don't pay for sex. That is why you should thank her.